What is up, guys? So today we're going to be changing some oil on a 2018 Camaro Zl1 1Le. I'm also going to show you guys how the cheapest route to do it because my homeboy's cheap back there. Yo, what is going on, guys? So today we'll be showing you guys how to do an oil change on 2018 Camaro Zl1 1Le. I'm also going to be showing you guys how to do the cheapest route. Kind of not cheap, but kind of, you know, save you some money on this kind of car. So first of all, we're going to start with chalking off the car just so it doesn't roll back because we are on a hill right now and I don't want to do anything. It is a manual car. You see those curved rims right there? Look how bad those are. But yeah, we're gonna start chalking off the rim right now. And the next step we're gonna do is we're gonna jack up the car with this Daytona jack. So on this car, my friend added the little Zl1 jack points right there, as you can see, but usually you guys don't have that. That's an aftermarket option. But usually there's a little jacking point right about there on the skid frame right there, on that bolt right there. And usually that's where people usually jack it up, and then usually put a jack right on these little pinch welds right up here. And so we're gonna be jacking up the other side now, which, as you can see, there's another jack point right there. Which you can buy those at zl1addons.com. I don't have them on my car, but he has them on his car, which are pretty good. So when getting under the car, you always want to make sure to have a jack, just in case, because those jack stands can always fail, but these always safe. So I kind of just like putting them on like the frame rails, kind of, so even though it's a skid plate, it's always good just to have them just in case. So now we're gonna actually drain the oil. This is my oil drain pan. We're gonna grab this and we're gonna put this under the car, right in front of the oil drain point, which is right about there on the Camaros. 6.2 liters, if I must specify, right there. And so this bolt is a 15 millimeter. I'm using an open-end right now. You can use a sock or anything you really like, but all you gotta do is just break it loose and the oil will pour out. Now I have my gloves on because this oil is gonna be hot because you just got done driving it, but what we're gonna do is we're going to just kind of crank this open and have this kind of ready and have the oil be drained. So you see how you guys look at this. Hopefully it doesn't spill all over the place, which it might. Everyone says always not get oil in your hands, but that's pretty hard to not do, as you guys can see. Let's move this back a little bit over here so it's not spilling all over the place. Pretty watery oil, if I must say so myself. It's always good to have a rag on handy just in case what just happened is if that little spew starts dripping onto like the outside of the concrete, because oil is a stain and it kind of is hard to get off concrete, as you guys can see. But right now I'm just gonna let all the oil drain out, and usually it takes about 5 minutes just to have it all drain out perfectly. So just for you guys' advice, don't crank these super hard like AutoZone. I mean, not AutoZone, but like like Bell Tire and all that. These just need to be kind of snug. They don't really need to be super tight. Like that. That's all they need to be. So that's pretty good. And so now we're gonna take this little guy off. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that right now. So with these little guys, these just go on like this, and what you do is you kind of hold it like that, and you'll just kind of crank it to the left a little bit. You guys see it's already loose. So whoever puts this on last didn't really put it on super tight, which is super good. And I was thinking, oh, and it's not. That wasn't the best, but you guys get the gist. So now we're all good there. And so the oil filter is out, and you guys can take a look at that. The oil is pretty watery right now, just because it's hot, but yeah, pretty cool. Got oil literally all over me. So this is the oil filter that I bought for the car, which is the S12060. This is that I bought at AutoZone, the STP filter. It replaces the AC Delco ones, which is there's not much of a difference between oil filters. But when you're changing these oil filters, the best thing to really do is to pop it out of the box with one hand. And you guys see a little rubber gasket around this little guy. Some people do it, I do it, and just open the new oil, and then you put the little oil right around here, just so it kind of lubes it up and doesn't really get that bad. So yeah, do that right now. So what I'm gonna do is just dip my finger in this little guy. Feels pretty good, not gonna lie, good like that. And just rub it right around. Make the gasket pretty wet. Just like that. And so now, just gonna screw this little bad boy back on. And you really can't mess these up. Kind of just goes right on this little single thing. Just kind of screw it in. Just like that. Boom. And I kind of just grab the tool that I had and tighten it a little bit just so it's a little bit snug. Don't have to overdo it, but you guys get the point. So, boom, snug, and we're all done. Now we can lower the car and put some oil in it. So for the oil, I kind of just chose the 5W30 just from Kirkland. You can buy these at Costco, like $38 with like 42, 43 plus tax. But these are pretty good oil, just kind of if you're daily driving the car, not really tracking it. But because he doesn't really take the car to the track that much. He just kind of daily drives and races on the street, which is kind of this good oil to use, and it's not too expensive. So let's just pop this in. Car does fully take 10 quarts of oil, which is a lot, and it is a 6.2 supercharged V8, which as you can see right there, a little grip tech pulley. But let's put this oil in and I'll show you guys after. We brought a better funnel and now we're gonna add the oil. Then you just pop that funnel out. Shake it out. And then just pop this little guy back on, which goes that way. And straight on. And you are all done. Open the car. And I'll show you guys how to reset the oil as well. Since this is a manual, all you really gotta do is press on the clutch all the way down and start it. So what we'll do is you guys can work on these buttons right here, and you just go to the down to the infotainment right there. Scroll down until you see the oil remaining life. As you guys can see, his was at 5%. Don't let ever yours get that low, just because it can cause tremendous issues, and you just really don't want to do that. But all you really gotta do is press it right on here and reset. Are you sure you want to reset it? Yep. Bada bing, bada boom. Back at 100%.